it's Camille, and look what we're making today. Is that beautiful? You should smell these. Oh my goodness. Chocolate goodness, peanut butter. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to preheat the oven. It's ready. And then we're going to line our pan, just a 9x9 pan, with a piece of foil, because when they're done, I just want to lift them out like this so I can cut them into these little chunks. Plus the cleanup is a breeze. I sprayed a little of my oil on there, spread that around, that's ready to go. So this is a 3-phase recipe. So we're going to make the first phase, which is that beautiful bottom chocolate layer of brownie. And so we're going to take bittersweet chocolate chips, about 3/4 of a cup. And we'll put those in. Maybe a little more. There we go. And then a 1/2 cup of butter, which is 1 stick. That'll go in. And then I'm going to put it on about a medium heat. And we're going to constantly stir this while the butter melts and the chocolate chips meld together. Another way to make the butter melt quicker, instead of putting the whole stick in like I did, cut it into about 4 pieces, which is what I did once it went in the pan, and that way it'll melt a little quicker. So now my butter has melted with my bittersweet chocolate chips and smells delicious already. So I pre-measured a cup of sugar. That's going to go in here now. And the heat from the melted chocolate and butter is going to melt the sugar right up. I'm going to stir that up till it's all blended together. Once you get your sugar melted down a little bit, it's still going to be a little gritty, don't worry about that. Then you're going to put your eggs in, one at a time. So I'm going to put the first egg in, and then I'm going to break that yolk up and mix that up. That only takes about a 1/2 minute there to get that all blended in there. So now I have my 2 eggs mixed in pretty good, and I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. There we go. Get that in there and just mix that together. So now we're going to get our dry ingredients ready to go in here, which will be 1 cup of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Mix that up a little bit. Just toss it together a little bit, because this is going to be our first layer. That beautiful homemade brownie. You do not know how excited this makes me. I never met a brownie I didn't like. Now we're ready to add this to the pre-greased foil. Just pour that in there, spread it out a little bit, and now it's ready for your 350 oven for 10 minutes. While my bottom layer is cooking in the oven, I'm going to get the middle layer ready, the peanut butter layer. So it calls for 1 cup of peanut butter, and peanut butter is always a hard thing, and shortening, a hard thing to get crammed in down there, so just give it some rest on the counter. That'll help it settle, and then you can fill in the blanks there with a little bit more. So then we'll just get that in the bowl. 1 egg, just beat it slightly, that goes in there. One cup of sugar, pour that in there. I chopped up some of my semi-sweet or my bittersweet chocolate chips. Now I'm going to add my chopped bittersweet chocolate chips. You put that chocolate in there with that peanut butter and mix that up. Look at there. Creamy goodness. We have our bottom layer out of the oven. It cooked for 10 minutes, remember that? And so this is not really going to pour in. So you're just going to grab some of it and you're just going to spread it around like this. This isn't my recipe. I didn't make this up. But that's okay. I'm just showing you how to make something extra special than a plain old batch of brownies. And what we like to do, because these are so rich, because there's going to be one more layer by the time we're done, is we like to cut them up into little bite-sized pieces like that on the plate there, put them in the freezer, so then when we want a special treat, it's just a little bit. Alright, back in the oven it goes, same 350 oven, 35 minutes this time. Now we're going to make that beautiful top layer while that middle layer is cooking. So we're going to use a half a cup of whipping cream. So that goes in a small saucepan. I'm going to put this on about medium-high heat, a little over medium. And then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of vanilla. That goes right in the whipping cream. And we want this to just begin to boil. You can see on the edges, it's just beginning to boil. I'm shutting the heat down right now because I don't want it to scorch. At this point, you shut the heat down and you add the rest of your bittersweet chocolate chips, and you'll just get them all covered under the hot whipping cream, and you're just going to let that sit. Don't stir them. We want the heat from the whipping cream to melt them down, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute. Okay, so we got our bittersweet chips in the whipping cream, the hot whipping cream. I let it sit for 5 minutes, and now I'm just going to blend it. There you go. Now I'm seeing it. Just blend it. This is called a ganache. It's not really a frosting. It's more liquefied than a frosting that you would spread. You would drizzle this. So this is all ready for the top layer. Look at that. I just want to take a big bite. We'll wait for our brownies to finish and we'll get that on top. Back in a minute. Okay, so our brownies are out of the oven. Look at that. Look at all the highs and lows in there. Our topping is going to sink down in there. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so delicious. I'm just going to drizzle this on like this. Use my little spatula here to get every last drop. If I could, I'd put a straw in this and drink it. Look at that. And now, take my little metal spatula and I'm just going to push this to the edges because I want every bite to have this topping on it. Fill in all those little highs and lows there. There we go. Alright. So now this is just going to set. And so here is the reason we put the foil in there. So I can just grab this and I'll just lift it out once it gets nice and cool. Set it on a cutting board. Slice it into these nice little bite-sized pieces, all ready to go. Yum.